Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends to go over VISIX, your 270-day login reward. That's 9 months of playing this game, and she's pretty much like an epic champion. It says legendary there, and I know the whole point of her being here is for Dark Elves, to help you go through Dark Elves, which we'll do Faction Wars tomorrow. We will do that with her to see how she does, but we're going to play through a few things to see if she works out well for you or not. And the books, the 10 legendary books needed to do that. We are at Spider with Apothecary. We have Garush, Coldheart, and Rosin Scarhide to see if her kit will help us out in other places besides just Faction Wars. She is a legendary Void champion, by the way, but plays more like an epic champion, and it would be better if she was epic because we don't necessarily have 10 legendary books to be throwing around on some champions just for Faction Wars. It would have been much better if she was an epic for Faction Wars. That would make much more sense. What does she do? So her A3 will do an Ally Protect for 2 turns. She'll absorb 50% of the damage done. You can see the Ally Protect here. You're very familiar with that. We're going to go over a lot of champions that do that at the end of this video. Ones that are honestly quite better than she is. Her A2 will do an AoE. All her damage is based off of defense. She'll put up a 30% slow speed on them, and then she'll give herself a shield buff of 20% of her max HP. Now, she doesn't have crazy high HP, so that's kind of silly, and we'll talk about that as well. Her A1 is the turn meter reduction. If you look over your 270 days before you claimed her, it says VISIX, a turn meter terror. So her A1 attacks 2 times, has a 100% chance to decrease the turn meter by 10% on each of those attacks. So let's say you don't get resisted, you have good enough accuracy, you deplete 20% of their turn meter, and she absorbs 20% of it. So she's getting that little bit of boost, right, to go there. We also, mine right now is in a Relentless set to help us out even further, to get more turns, to try to go over there and deplete that turn meter to help out here with this Coldheart. Coldheart just nuked the hell out of it, right? just nuke this spider down. After this, we're going to go into, if you've been watching it, right, the slow speed across the board is great. We do have other champions like Hate Flower that's been introduced recently on your daily login, 210-day login for your Hate Flower. AoE, slow speed of 30%. There are other champions that do that as well. So she does that, right? She's got damage based off of defense, but she's getting a shield on her on a 3-turn cooldown that's 20% of her max HP on that AoE ability. Really what that should do is 20% of the damage done to give her a shield. And then her A3 there is doing an Ally Protect on us for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, but she's provoking 1 target as well. And that's it. I mean, that's really all she is doing. That A1 is kind of everything for her. If she didn't have that A1, I don't know what we would be doing with her. We just wouldn't even be looking at this champion. Let's see what she can help us out on Fire Knight. So say you're having trouble at Fire Knight. Now, keep in mind, 270 days that you've been playing this game, 9 months. So you should be pretty far in the game. If you haven't been sitting on your account, you should already be clearing everything you need to in the game. So can she help you with anything else out there? I don't think so. She's not good for any of that kind of stuff. And you're going to see here, we're running through this, right? She's doing Ally Protect. Ally Protect is a very good thing to have. 50% of the damage that that person takes goes on to the one protecting. That's a great thing. It can help us get through content, but there's a lot of Ally Protect out there that we're going to look at. We're going to look at Miscreated Monster, Rearguard Sergeant, Nazana, and Vergus is the other one. We're going to see them very quickly, very soon, and everything they can do for us. Plus, we're going to pit her up against Scale of the Drakes, which you get at 180-day login. Much, much earlier. Half the time almost, you're going to get Scale of the Drakes, which can get you through any content in the game, hands down. Spiders, she can stun up everything there. She can also do a turn meter on her A1. It's at a much lower percentage to be able to do it, but she can do it. Plus, she can revive, she can heal every turn, she can put up a speed buff, and that stun that she does on a 3-turn cooldown, AoE stun is nuts for waves to get through there. And then yes, when you come to some situation like this with VISIX, she can help you with Ally Protect. And I wanted to make sure the boss would hit us here, so I slowed it down. I didn't want the cold hearts. There we go. We have Ally Protect up. But what happens whenever you have Ally Protect with somebody that's got really high defense like this and not a lot of HP? You get hurt really badly. Which is fine. She did her job, right? She absorbed all that damage from our cold hearts and everybody else here to make sure that we could get through this. And now we've got no problem. We are going to get through this easily. But we're going to run this with Scale of the Drakes after this. The other login reward that you get much earlier. And you're going to see that while she was kind of protecting us, right? She can protect us at time with this ally protect going through the waves and protect us at the boss. Well, the Drake's just stuns everybody, so you don't even have to worry about being hit. It would be faster runs whenever you stun, of course, because then the enemy isn't taking turns. You can plow them down. And with the Drakes, you can progress through everything in this game with her. You really can. And would you bring VISIX into the clan boss? You know, if you don't have the greatest clan boss team in the world, if you don't have a lot of options, sure, ally protect can help you in the clan boss. It can, but she's not optimal for it at all. With that AoE, that turn meter reduction on the A1, it's not doing anything on the clan boss. The slowed speed is not doing anything. So she's not going to be great for you on the clan boss. Here we are with the Drakes. We're going to come in here after we do this run, because look at this, stun, 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 no problem. She's healing every turn. You know, I feel like they just threw on a couple moves onto a legendary void champion, which is what she is, added 10 books so that you needed to book her out with something, and then just gave her these just arbitrary moves that we've seen. Like everything that she's got, we've seen on other champions, other epic champions out there in the game. So if she can help us get through Dark Elves, I want to use somebody else. I don't even want to use her, and you don't need to use the 10 bucks. You don't have to use the 10 bucks on her for sure. You can take her to 60 and use her in Dark Elves Faction Wars without putting the books into her, and she will operate fine. The thing is, I feel like we can have other ways to do it. Dark Elves have a lot of good champions, and with Madam out there, you know, and now we just got Caden to do that AoE decreased turn meter, and then he's going to revive 2 champions with the increased defense. I don't feel like we need her at all. We have a lot of good Dark Elves. And you see 2 of them right here. You see 2 other ones on the sides right here, right? We got Cold Hearts that are amazing. I don't feel like it was a good choice, and I feel like they need to buff her. They really need to buff her. So we're going to go through here the same exact time. It's the same time. This is wave 2. We get to the boss at roughly the same exact time, and then we're going to take down this boss. You know, it's always random. When we get to the boss, whether we take down the shield right away or not, it just depends. Depends on what our moves are our Cold Hearts doing our A1. But here we're going to get hit as well. We're going to come through here. We're going to get hit. Are we going to get hit this time? I think we are. She did turn meter reduction. Okay, we are. Great. But my Cold Hearts are made so that they can take the damage and then they'll counterattack like this with the counterattack masteries. So my Cold Hearts are made to be able to take that first initial hit regardless of who I bring in here. It really doesn't matter. We didn't need that ally protect before, so we're good to go. Right? They got that HP chest on, plus we got counterattack masteries. If they trigger like this and the boss is down, we can keep it down. Let's go on. Let's look at, we know we're going to beat this. Look, it's almost done. Let's look at those other ally protect champions that are epic champions and see what I'm talking about. Here we are with some of the best epic ally protection out there that also provide so much more. Look at Nizana. She does a 3-turn cooldown just like VISIX does, except she puts a shield up on herself of 40% of her max HP. Her max HP is much higher. VISIX defense obviously is way, way, way higher. Her defense is really good. Plus, Nizana on a 3-turn cooldown will decrease attack by 50%. And she has AoE all around, so we can put her in a stun set, and it's really good. We don't have that 20% turn meter reduction possible that she can do and steal it, right? Then we've got Vergus here. 3-turn cooldown as well. Plus, Vergus puts all these buffs up on one ally. He will do ally protect for everybody on a 3-turn cooldown. All these buffs and increased defense on himself. Plus, he also does a shield on himself, and he will do continuous heal when he drops below 50% HP. And he hits crazy hard on this A1, and he puts up reflect, right? So that's Vergus there to give us more carries. Man, rear guard sergeant, decreased defense on the A1, AoE decrease attack, does ally protect on a 3-turn cooldown of 50%, plus puts a continuous heal up on everyone. You can't beat that. Continuous heal with that is insane because we don't have any way really to help out VISIX. That 20% of her max HP on that A2 that she gets is laughable. Very laughable. And then, oh man, let's not forget about our miscreated monster here. The A1 is insane. We know about that. This one, A2, 3-turn AoE, puts up insane amount of shields, plus has the possibility to stun people. And on spiders, you know these shields are crazy. And he's doing damage based on HP, which is really good. He's got decent HP here. And then he's got ally protect. Now his is on a 4-turn cooldown versus 3-turn of all the other ones that we saw. But he heals himself by an insane amount. 50% of his match HP. And then puts 15% continuous heals for 3 turns on himself. This guy just keeps himself alive. So then when you come over here and you see VISIX, you see this amazing looking champion. She just looks too cool to be so basic in this game. So then we've got her on a 3-turn cooldown, Ally Protect. She's going to provoke one person along with that, which I don't really think that's that big of a deal, that cool of a thing, honestly. Provoke makes it so they only do their A1. That's actually really good, but we don't have to pull somebody into her. We don't need that. And when we get to the boss, the Provoke's not going to really do anything at all. We just need this Ally Protect. But then we want something cool to go with it because she is a Void legendary champion. Here we get this AoE that does damage based off of defense, but then instead of getting a shield based off of damage done, which is what it should be, right? Either that or change her to HP base, give her more HP, and then say HP. But right now, let's keep her the way she is. Let's just say that we do this move, and then she's going to get a shield on herself based off of 20% of the damage done. Now that means in spiders, just like when we bring in our miscreated monster, it's going to be an insanely big shield. On waves, it's going to be a big shield for her, which is good because she's taking damage from the other allies, right? And she's provoking, so she needs something to kind of cover it up. And it should be on a 3-turn cooldown to match this. She's a Void legendary, guys. A Void legendary. Even then, that wouldn't make her broken. That would just bring her sustain up so that she can do really well in anything we bring her. And then even at the boss, since she's going to do an AoE, it's not going to give her big shields. So then she's crippled at the boss, which is fine. We just want her to get through waves, and we want her to have really big shields on herself to do that on a 3-turn cooldown. If this did it based off of damage done and not max HP, which is very silly for a defense-based champion. And then here, this would be fine, and then this one would be fine. Because this is the only thing she's got going for her. 20% turn meter reduction, and then she gains that 20%. And then she cycles through here and does the AoE, slows them down, which is great. We don't mind slow speed of 30%. That's very strong. We'll use that. And then here, so I don't know. We're going to play her in Faction Wars tomorrow, but it's really sad when you have a legendary champion that you only love for Faction Wars. That's the saddest thing to me. This should have been just an epic champion. That way we could use 10 epic books, which would be easier in most cases. And then we could just use her for Faction Wars along with our Madams, whatever else we get. There are so many Arcaden now. We've got our Cold Hearts. There are a lot of good ones. There's tons of legendaries that I use that are fantastic for Dark Elves. But if you don't have that, there's still options, right? We got Sylar in there. I mean, come on. We got so many good Dark Elves. It's not even funny. But let me know what you think about VISIX down below. Again, she's not very good. She's very basic. I think just to make it so that she's viable in the game, so that we can use her for a lot of other things and not feel bad about it, they definitely need to give her a really big shield here based off of the damage done. 20% of the damage done. That way we can have a really fat shield on her for when she's doing the Ally Protect, the Provoke, and she's coming in to do this. And that's it. That's all I would do with her. And that's not breaking the bank. That's not making her overpowered to where we're going to be like, wow, VISIX is just crazy now. But that's, they really need to do that. This needs to happen. So please, if you're watching this and you work at the company, talk to them about it. Please try to get a way in here to get her survivability up. And then we can just go ahead and just call it a day and be like, okay, it's a free champion they gave us. Great for Dark Elves. And now she's actually really good at getting us through things. That's all I've got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time, the love, the support. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you all on a video soon.